Good evening, Andrew. I've had the absolute pleasure of working closely with Josh, Akahsha, and Sumeet. My name is Joe, and this is the Ibis Clinic case presentation. It was a very enjoyable assignment, not only because it was such a good group to work with, but because we were able to apply our learnings and actually help a real business in a real situation. We were lucky, as all of the facts and data came from a real business owned by an MBA student at AGSM. However, for confidentiality reasons, we have changed the names of the people and the business involved. Ibis Clinic, a family feud. Ibis Clinic is a family-run business founded by a couple, Isaac and Sienna, from South Sydney. The clinic specialises in performing skin cancer treatments and plastic surgeries. Isaac is a proven and successful entrepreneur and is general manager of the business, and Sienna is a talented plastic surgeon. As a female plastic surgeon, their services are quite sought after, as female plastic surgeons are quite rare in Australia and in particular in the Sydney market. On the surface, the business is thriving. Everything looks great. The company has doubled its revenue year on year. However, under the surface, there is a growing debate between the couple. Normally debates such as this stay at the office. However, Isaac is noticing that this particular debate is affecting their relationship and is concerned for both the business and the family. The couple have opposing views on how to grow the business profitably. Sienna believes that the growth strategy Isaac is headed down will ultimately be unprofitable. And she uses Isaac's strategy to explain why the business has doubled in size, yet the EBIT has remained relatively flat. So the strategy Isaac has been headed down to drive this growth has been to focus on the plastic surgery market. Isaac has heavily invested in online and digital advertising to acquire customers. In contrast, Sienna suggests that the firm should focus on skin cancer procedures instead. She believes the acquisition strategy should be traditional marketing, targeting local GPs around the area to promote their referral base of patients from these local GP clinics. To resolve the conflict, and for both the good of the business and for the health of their relationship, Isaac makes the decision to hire an independent consulting firm, one that specializes in microeconomics, cost curves, and strategies to optimize profitability.
Ibis Clinic is a plastic surgery clinic operating out of one location in Sydney. Launched just 2 years ago, Ibis Clinic is already turning a profit and growing steadily. The business employs 3 staff and offers nearly 600 different procedures across 3 main categories: skin cancer, plastic surgery, and hand surgery. In the last financial year to June 30, 2018, the business revenue was 670K with EBIT of 114K. While the revenue has almost doubled year on year, making the right decision regarding the specialization their service offering is critical in order to ensure that the business continues to grow profitability in coming years. The Australian plastic surgery industry provides a number of cosmetic and reconstructive medical procedures designed to enhance the appearance of consumers. These can be surgical or non-surgical in nature. There are no current dominant players within the sector, and the competitive market primarily consists of smaller surgeon-run clinics dispersed across geographical locations throughout Australia. This industry has been strong growth over the last 5 years due to a number of factors such as rising obesity and aging population, changing social norms due to the proliferation of social media, and new technological developments. Worth 1.1 billion already over the next 5 years, industry revenue is expected to rise 2.4% annually. With regard to the global market, Australian consumers have a growing appetite for cosmetic procedures and spend 40% more per capita than their US counterparts. This diagram depicts Potter's 5 forces for plastic surgery industry. The threat of new entrants is relatively low as the plastic surgeons have to undergo extensive training as there is high regulation imposed recently in the industry. The bargaining power of suppliers is moderate as few pharmaceutical companies try to dominate their respective market segment. Bargaining powers of buyers is moderate because there are few clinics dispersed throughout geographical locations, and the threat of substitution is growing from low to medium due to rise in the plastic surgery tourism. Hence, it can be classified as monopolistic competitive industry. There are a number of economic factors that influence the demand for plastic surgery procedures. Females aged 35 years and older are the plastic surgery industry's biggest market. This market is set to grow in the coming years. Obesity also drives demand for specific cosmetic procedures such as liposuction. As there is no government subsidy for cosmetic procedures, real household discretionary income can also impact the demand for plastic surgeons.
The primary activities of this industry covers a number of surgical and non-surgical procedures and products. Every year, Australians purchase more than 350 million worth of cosmetic injectables, 30,000 liposuction treatments, and over 8,000 breast augmentation procedures. In case you are wondering, our model attributes skin cancer procedures as other surgical procedures. Critical to understanding the argument between Sienna and Isaac is an understanding of the elastic and inelastic nature of each of their procedures. The cosmetic procedure can be considered highly elastic, as it is a discretionary purchase that is subject to a number of demand factors, such as household discretionary income and consumer sentiment. On the other hand, skin cancer procedures can be considered fairly inelastic, as they are considered a necessity. This is important to note, as pursuing a specialization in a highly elastic market could be an incredibly risky move for Ibis Clinic. The question is, what is the profitability of each treatment? Let me pass you on to our very capable economist, Akahsha Edwards.
Thanks, Josh. In order to model out the profitability of each treatment, plastic surgery or skin cancer, we need to build an activity-based costing model to identify fixed and variable costs and allocate revenue, cost of goods, and various other costs to the respective profit and loss statements. We did this after discussing with Isaac that the two key drivers are sales for the procedure and the quantity of procedures. We are now able to take the activity-based costing model, which also yields as price and unit cost at certain points, and model out various cost curves. After speaking with Isaac, the key variable we need to scale up and down depending on volume is the number of staff, which is determined by the queue and impacts wages. By interviewing Isaac, we are now able to build cost curve models for both treatments. This graph depicts how we would maximize profits for skin cancer procedures. This graph depicts how to maximize economic profits for plastic surgery procedures. By comparing the two different procedures, we can see that plastic surgery generates far more economic profit for Ibis Clinic. Isaac is correct. Anything else that Isaac would like to know?
How should we maximize profit in the short run? Should Ibis Clinic specialize in skin cancer or cosmetic procedures?
As Isaac and Sienna expressly do not wish to purchase a second clinic to operate from in the foreseeable future, and therefore their fixed costs will remain constant, it makes sense to conduct a short-run economic profitability analysis to determine the optimal volume of procedures booked for each type of treatment. From this, we will be able to determine which procedure will deliver the highest economic profits to Ibis Clinic, and in turn, whether Isaac and Sienna should specialize in skin cancer or cosmetic procedures. In this scenario, Ibis Clinic will only accept skin cancer patients, and all fixed costs for the clinic must be absorbed by revenue gained from sales of skin cancer procedures. To break even, Ibis Clinic will need to sell 3.25 skin cancer procedures per day. To service the output required to maximize economic profit, Sienna and Isaac will need to employ 4 casual staff per day. It does not make sense for Ibis Clinic to scale casual staff any further after this point, as marginal costs will exceed marginal revenue and therefore deliver diminishing returns to Isaac and Sienna. By specialising in skin cancer, Ibis Clinic would make more than $4,000 economic profit per day in the short run. In this second scenario, Ibis Clinic will sell only cosmetic procedures, and all fixed costs for the clinic must be absorbed by revenue gained from sales of cosmetic procedures. We can see here that the marginal costs are higher in this scenario, in contrast to that of skin cancer procedures, as Ibis Clinic needs to spend money on digital advertising in order to acquire customers seeking cosmetic procedures. Marginal costs increase at 4 procedures per day, as at this point, Isaac will need to outsource the management of his search engine marketing spend to a digital agency and will experience diminishing returns on advertising from that point onwards. To service the output required to maximise economic profit, Sienna and Isaac will need to hire 4 casual staff and spend $980 per day on digital advertising to attract 11.5 bookings per day. It does not make sense for Ibis Clinic to spend more than this figure on advertising in order to increase the number of procedures sold per day due to the law of diminishing returns. In this scenario, Ibis Clinic would make almost $14,000 of economic profit per day in the short run. So Josh, what do you think? Is Isaac completely correct?
Yes, but Sienna is also right. From a strategic perspective, eliminating the skin cancer arm of the clinic would immediately destroy $37,000 of Ibis Clinic's annual marginal profits and leave the business exposed if the demand for cosmetic procedures slows down. It is better in this scenario to retain a diversified mix of procedures. The elastic cosmetic procedure can capitalize on the growth in key economic drivers for the plastic surgery industry, whilst the inelastic skin cancer can protect the clinic from fluctuations in demand for cosmetic procedures. Therefore, I would recommend that Ibis Clinic retain their current level of skin cancer procedures and scale up the number of cosmetic procedures booked per day via digital advertising spend of no greater than $980 per day. This way, each additional cosmetic procedure performed will increase the economic profits of Ibis Clinic without reaching the point of diminishing returns more than 16.5 procedures per day.
Thanks, Andrew. We hope you enjoyed the presentation as much as we enjoyed this assignment, more so than many of the other MBA assignments we have done. And we actually did present the findings to the couple. It was quite an interesting experience watching the couple debate the findings, and yeah, we're pretty sure that Isaac won the debate, but as the slide says, he's sleeping on the couch.